Okay, I thought we could start with a fun activity that was similar, or we did it with Brad back in the day. I just did it with my target team the other day. I know, Amy, you're eating, so hopefully this works. And Kelly, you're in your bed. But
No.
I'm gonna play music, and let's do the 30 seconds of where we have to like dance or do high knees. You remember?
Okay.
To
Yep,
increase,
I will.
to increase our energy.
I'm gonna pause my video.
Boy.
Oh, yeah, because I bet she doesn't have a bra on. Whoops, we're recording. Okay.
I can still hear you. Thank you very much.
Okay.
And I don't have a bra on.
Okay, good. Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. 1, and I'll do my timer too. Does anyone know this song? Okay. We did it! Woo-hoo! Oh my god. I forgot about that good one.
Isn't that the big energy one?
Yes, wasn't that his lesson about that? Like elevating our energy is the best way to, like, changing your mindset is changing your physiology.
The best song ever.
Yes. Okay, good job. I might need to text Brad later and tell him we did that. But that's my second time this week. Anyway, we wanted to, Rebecca and I connect at the same time every Wednesday morning, and we talk about you all and our vision and just all the good things. And I was thinking, you all are working towards big goals, whether it's hitting different measurements in your Beachbody business, or rolling out your real estate business, Kelly, or working on your own journey. And this is a really fun week for a lot of reasons, because I believe Leah and Aaron are just starting their last week of quals for their new rankings starting tomorrow. And Erin's working hard and like one person away from shoring up her goal. You're going to do it, my friend, to continue today or tomorrow. And then Amy and Amanda are working towards being a part of the Leadership Diamond Bet for May. And you're going to do it too, Amy. I'm very excited for you. And then I just think it's a fun time because we are starting a fresh new group, or just continuing Gut Protocol, but giving an opportunity for people to keep joining us. And then we have the Body Live, the 3-week thing. I see, Amy, you're really pushing that, which I'm excited to be a part of that too. And then we have so many more fun launches. But anyway, most importantly, we wanted to pump some belief in you all and energy. And then I also wanted to share not this past week, but the week before, amazing messages from my entrepreneurial training I'm getting with Brad. And it's just so awesome. So, but before we get started, I thought we could just pop around really quick and just share a goal we have this week so that we can help serve you in that goal. And I also, Aaron and I and Leah got to be a part of a fun message on Saturday at Super Saturday, but it was really, really special that the leader that presented, her name was Megan too, and her biggest part of her message was about having belief and vision. And when you're working from that angle, everything starts happening. And she was a former teacher, so Rebecca, she reminded me of you in terms of her charts and organization and like all these things. I was looking at Erin being like, oh gosh, sorry I haven't shared tools like this with you, because she was sharing how she helps her coaches, and I was like, I'm gonna do dance routines with you all. But again, back to what her thought was, and Leah or Aaron, I don't know if you guys have any thoughts about that, but her quick story was that she was teaching, her husband was doing farm sales in Iowa, he was not happy in his career and wanted to become a teacher actually. And she was also a Beachbody coach, but just like she called herself a hobby coach. But then she all of a sudden turned a corner when she got very emotional, sharing that she saw the unhappiness in her husband and she wanted him to be able to do what he wanted to do, which was teach, but that would be like cutting their family salary by quite a bit. So that moment was where her vision was created and her belief that she could totally do this. And like within a year span, she obviously hit lots of Beachbody milestones, but she really talked about not honing in on the metrics and the measurements, but leaning in from what this would mean to your family, for ourselves, things like that. So how did I do, Leah? Did I summarize it good? And Erin?
Yeah, you did great. Another thing I took away, I don't recall if she articulated this completely, but it sounded like, she said, think about your why outside of Beachbody, why you're doing this, which Megan spoke to. But I feel like it kind of shifted for her as her business grew and as her life changed. So your why right now today might be something big and glorious, but as you move along in your journey and your business grows, that why can change, that goalpost can move out, which is really exciting. And that was kind of, that was helpful for me. And it helped me hone in more on my why today. And so I got really excited about that.
I just heard something last night. It was like on a reel and it was Matthew McConaughey, but my oldest daughter was like, oh my gosh, Mom, it's Jesus. And I was like, what? But he was like giving like a award acceptance speech. And I think what made her say that he was Jesus, aside from the fact that she thought that he looked like him, was that he said something about, I always need somebody to look up to, and my Father in heaven is looking down on me. And so I think that's what made her make the connection that it like, oh my gosh, that's Jesus. But that's not what the point of the story. At the end, one of the other things that he said is that he's always wanting somebody to chase after. He needs somebody to chase after. And when he explained that, he said that the person he's always chasing after is him 10 years from now. And like, why he's like, so every 10, he'll never catch that version of himself because he's always 10 years ahead of it. But that why, that 10-year ahead version is what pulls him forward and what he's chasing after to make that 10-year ahead of him version proud. And that goes exactly what you were saying, Leah, about your why always changing and it's always evolving, and your person that you're chasing, that 10-year, that person that the version of yourself 10 years from now is always going to be 10 years ahead of you. So that means you're constantly your why is going to constantly shifting. Things are going to constantly be happening. But if you always have that person, that version of you 10 years from now that you're chasing after, that's going to pull you towards your dreams, versus feeling like, oh, well, I got to my goal, or I got to my vision, or like, oh, I accomplished my why. I guess I'm fully fulfilled now. As long as we continue to have that something to strive for, we don't sit and settle for mediocre. There's always, and that's not to say that you can't be proud and be grateful and love the moment of life that you're in, but it's to say that you're allowed to be grateful and have all the blessings in the world and know that there's more out there for you. And whatever that looks like, whatever that 10-year down the road version of yourself looks like. And I imagine when he's 75 and he's chasing after the 85-year-old version of himself, that version that he's chasing is going to look a lot different than where he is now in his career. And giving yourself that permission and that vision to think, okay, 10 years from now, where do I want to be? What kind of life do I want to have? What is pulling me towards that 10-year vision? And what can I do today to get me there? What can I do today to chase that version of myself? So I think that goes exactly what you were saying about your why evolving and changing, and always having that next version of yourself to go after.
Yeah, awesome.
You're on mute, Megan.
Yeah. Okay. Good job. Let's buzz around, and you can either share. Well, like one goal in the next 3 days, or like why you want to achieve that goal, if that makes sense, in just a couple sentences. I can start. Okay. My goal is to help you achieve your goals. Honestly, it is. And that's really what makes me so excited is all of you. And I love onboarding new people too, I will say that. So I have onboarded 6 new people this month so far, and they are all so excited. And I feel like it's because I'm so excited. And I'm like,
100%.
even just like seeing all those squares on our Sunday call was like, holy cow, this is so cool. But genuinely, this week, I want to help you all achieve your goals. And if it's also to achieve a goal within Gut Protocol, I would love for you to share that. If it's a goal to help your kids achieve something, I want to know that too. So genuinely, that's where my mind's at today. And when I was doing my Elise 10-minute Barb Blend video this morning, that's what I was thinking about. All righty. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next. I had a post yesterday that I was sort of overthinking and really didn't think was that fabulous, but I posted some photos of meals that I've prepared over the course of the past 4 weeks on Gut Protocol and just spoke to like the benefits and kind of channeling something that Rebecca shared. You know, we don't have to call it Gut Protocol and that you eliminate and you do this. Like, what are the benefits that people can achieve? And just speak to that and then show the flashy pictures of what I find to be delicious food. And very quickly, I had 3 people approach me. And what was interesting about the 3 people is they're already Beachbody participants and have been much longer than me, 6, 9 years. But they've said, oh, I want to join your team. How can I switch over to you? And so that was like an outcome that I didn't really anticipate. And so I think about, well, what does that mean? Somehow I've built trust in them through what I'm sharing, and they want to get on board with the fun that we're having. You know, I think they also see super weekend photos and the fun that we're having and the results that we're getting. And so, you know, it wasn't really a goal of mine to like move people over from other teams, right? But it's kind of interesting. And so my goal is to help those 3 women and really get them re-energized around, you know, the health and fitness programs and specifically Gut Protocol, and help them get the results that it sounds like, you know, everyone's kind of or these 3 individuals in their own right are kind of plateauing. So that's my goal, is to help the 3 of them come onto our team, and let's add on 2 newbies so that we can have a strong start to our round 2.
Yay! I love that. Good job, Leah.
I can go next. I honestly just want to hit Success Club this month and have one of them be APC, which hopefully is, I talked to him again yesterday, and he's a man, so he's like, oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. So I was like, do you want me to talk to your fiance? Like, would that be easier? He's like, no, I'll talk to her tonight. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to follow up again. So that's my goal this week, I guess.
Good job. And then Amy, like, what has fired you up to want to keep growing lately?
Well, I really want to go to, is it Punta Cana?
Yeah.
I really want to get enough so I can go there. And I don't know. I just, like I said, I don't know, I've been feeling like, well, I need to share this too. I just wanted to share my thing yesterday first. Like, I just feel like an overwhelming sense of excitement and happiness when somebody else, like you said, gets excited about it and wants to better themselves. So it's like, I'm not in the business of making money. Yeah, that's a bonus, but like, just to help one more person, like we all really love to do. It just, I don't know, it gets me so excited lately, and I'm ready to keep going.
Good job. Your posts have been amazing too. And your stories yesterday. Was that yesterday?
Yeah, and then thank you, Rebecca, for talking about that Hey Girl thing, because I was listening and it was like a slap in the face, like, holy crap, I've kind of been doing it wrong for a little while. Maybe not wrong, but maybe not the way I should have been doing it.
She is freaking amazing. I am obsessed with her. I'm in her modes project, which she's kind of talked about during the 2 days so far, and then today's the 3rd day. And I think she's really she's got a lot of hate from longstanding, especially Beachbody coaches, because she's in Beachbody, like she is a Beachbody coach. but she's telling the truth about the way that the market has shifted and the way that selling has shifted and the way that everything's moving on the internet and the way that network marketing has shifted. And a lot of people, and like, she's telling the truth that Beachbody Corporate doesn't teach us how to sell. Beachbody Corporate doesn't teach us the business strategy. And so we're like going off of what coaches before us have told us have worked, and that may have worked for them 3 years ago or 5 years ago, but everything has shifted. And so we really have to embrace the fact that everything has shifted. And that's something that Megan and I have really connected on. And the reason that our pod came to be was like, okay, we recognize this difference. We recognize that relationships have to come first. We recognize that it's not, you can't just go invite 100 people every single day and think that that's going to be, grow the business that you want it to be. It really comes down to connection and community. And Kayla really gets that, really understands that, and is so much like beyond the metrics, which Megan and I also formed this pod around. And so I'm glad that you connected with her, and I hope that that Facebook page is super great. She does a lot of those free challenges, as well as other courses that she has, but what she shares in there and what she shares on her social media is so, specifically her Instagram, is so good, and really gives you a sense of, okay, I'm not crazy, number one, and like, if this isn't working, it's not me, it's that this is not the way the market's working anymore. And then also gives you so many tangible strategies to actually how to do it. Just like she told you on the first day and the second day, she gave you those really tangible strategies. Today, I have no doubt that she's going to bring even more to the field. But I'm glad that you connected with her, and definitely stay connected to her, because she is very much speaking to the future of network marketing, versus a lot of people are kind of stuck in this like old school network marketing that's just not working. So glad you found that helpful.
Kelly, do you want to go?
Sure. My goal in the next 3 days is to line up an appointment with a photographer for a professional like headshot. Specifically I need it for real estate, but it's also like a symbol for a lot of things, like just celebrating where I am right now, and I love what you were saying, what Jesus said about Jesus in 10 years, or Matthew McConaughey. But to celebrate right now is a part of like gratitude. And so I'm not going to tell the photographer all that bullshit, but that's what it represents to me. So when I hang up with you guys, I'm going to reach out to Miss Renee, my Miss Renee.
Yay.
For the picture.
That's awesome. Good job.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'll go last, I guess. My goal is to lock it in today. Dang it. She said yesterday she's ready, she's gonna order, and then I haven't heard from her. Well, I messaged her back, and I haven't heard from her yet, so I'm gonna message her this morning. But I don't want to seem pushy, but like, let's go. I need your help. So that is my goal today. And then really in the next, I would to hit Success Club and keep my momentum going. I know I texted Megan yesterday, and I seem to like always push the last couple days of the month, and then the wheels fall off. It's like, okay, it's the first, like I have a couple days, and then before you know it, it's the freaking 17th, and I've done like posts or stories, but I haven't necessarily reached out or connected with people. So that is my personal goal for May, to like keep going strong. Like I put in the chat, leave your foot on the gas when life gets hard. Like, why do I stop? How stupid. But I do it every month. And here we sit. So that's my goal.
Good job, Erin. Leah, were you going to say anything?
I was just wondering who the person, never mind, who needs to order, never mind.
It's a new
We'll
one.
talk offline.
Yeah, well, it's somebody new, and we went to Florida together in October, and I know she's vegan, and so I made a shake that day at the pool, and I want one? And she said, sure. So I made it and she was like, oh, this is really good. I'm talking to her since freaking October. And so I finally like reached out again and was like, you know, I don't know. I just asked her if she was interested yet or ready to, and she said her bag of whatever protein vegan shake is almost gone and she needs new anyways. So, okay. Okay. So we'll see.
Awesome. Awesome. And then Rebecca, did you want to share anything?
Well, my goal for the next end of the month is a little bit different for me this month because tomorrow I'm flying out to a leadership retreat with Julie down in Florida. And so it's really going to be about being super fully present there and getting to know other people that are there because Ruth's team and Holly team are also going to be down there. So aside from the 8 of us that are going from Sparta Nation, really lean into that. And we also have a photo shoot, which is super outside my comfort zone. So aside from the fact that I'm flying by myself, which is outside my comfort zone, it's just a whole weekend of getting outside my comfort zone. So really learning as much as I can to, especially from the other 2 teams, because I know that they operate their teams very differently, and bringing that back to our pod and our team and our fire pods. And yeah, celebrating you guys when you hit these big goals. But that's what's happening in my life the last end of the month.
Yay, that's right. I knew it, but when you just said that, I was like, oh my gosh, it's here. I can't wait to hear about it. It's going to be so fun. Okay, so I know it's 8:57, 9:57 for y'all. So for some of you, but I'll do the cliff notes of something that was a 2-hour-long training. But I promise I'm good at like summarizing, I think. So this has been an amazing training. It's a great incorporation of mindset, but really focused on helping be a great business owner, sales driver. And it's really fun because the audience is not all Beachbody coaches, like I've told you before. There's entrepreneurs of all sorts in this course I'm doing with Brad. And we're the beta, we're like the first test of it. So it's fun because he's even learning and being very organic through it, which has been awesome. So, but this particular one I wanted to go through is talking about the fastest way to make your profit in your business. And it's all about more offers to more people. And this course was about creating an irresistible offer. So it's really important that we, especially for us as Beachbody coaches, that we're offering a transformation and a project and not a product, because there's so many of us that do what we do out there. So it has to be an offer that our prospect already wants. So everyone wants a transformation, whether it's a mindset transformation or physical or nutrition or, something like that. But, people don't really know what challenge groups are. So they don't know what that is if we present a challenge group. But this whole training was really about how we create an offer that solves a problem and speaks to someone as it relates to changing their life. And this should be something we're thoughtful about in what we're posting, what we're sharing in our stories and in our day-to-day interactions. So there are 7 core pieces of the offer. So the number 1 is the breakthrough. If you're not specific, you turn into internet noise. So your transformation and breakthrough that you're offering someone has to be specific, concise, simple. He's like, think 2nd and 3rd grade level. Like, we need to dumb it down. It needs to be tangible and it needs to be clear. And then we did an activity all about the breakthrough and really making sure that, again, and I know I've messaged Erin about this recently, and I think Amy maybe too, and Amanda, but it's really important that we're connecting and inviting a specific person that we once were, that we can be experts about and knowledgeable, versus just posting and sharing to the whole world. And really dialing into that and really thinking about what specific problem or struggle is our ideal customer having or experiencing. And then it's like we reverse engineer what that is and making sure our messages and what we're offering helps that problem or situation. And so we had to do an activity about our former self. And then that obviously relates to who really our ideal customer is. And for me, definitely my niche, I think mostly is working moms, and specifically ones that have lost themselves in their careers. So I'm really like experimenting and trying to like work through this as I do posts lately and things like that. But that's my own example. And really making sure when someone reads my post, they're like latching onto that and be like, oh, that's so me. And the best compliment for me right now is if someone in my comments says, I can totally relate to that. So when I did the big post last week about like, it was one of my professional photos and I wrote about this woman is me at the end. I'm sure you all saw that. That triggered a ton of people reaching out to me, which really helped me solidify that that is my niche. And that niche could evolve in another year, you know, like we were saying about our vision too. Okay. And then lastly, about the breakthrough, we need to help our ideal person understand what is the consequence in their life if they don't change this, and what pain will it cause them, which could be a whole nother post. But for me, like in my old self, it led me to being exhausted, having low confident and hidden confident issues. I pretended. It can make I mean, it's going to make me emotional again, but like it could make relationships suffer in your family or your friends. It could lead to stress, negative energy, blah, blah, blah. So it makes me emotional because obviously that was my former self and I'm so proud to be on the other end, but I feel in my heart that I want to help people through this too. Okay, again, the 7 pieces of the offer. The first one is the breakthrough, which obviously I just shared a little bit about my own. Number 2 is the vehicle, the medium in which you deliver your transformation. What is the best medium to deliver the breakthrough? And when that, it's like how we present it, but the medium is like the word we use to describe ourselves and our business. And it can't be accountability group because that's not like sexy to anybody. No one knows what the hell that is, or no one knows what a challenge group is, or a bod group. No one knows our language. So like for me, the word that resonated, I wrote down was mentorship. And I love to mentor people. I just love it. I love it so much. So mentorship was my word that I wrote down. Number 3 is the investment. And like we have to help people understand that our investment in them is their transformation. And we can't dumb it down. So like, again, everyone's heard Brad say, when people pay, they pay attention. But when we lack confidence in saying, here's what it costs, if you're so connecting with the right person that needs this so much, they will pay so much. Like Brad literally calls me. It's great Nate's not here, but like any new program, I literally give him my card number. I'm sure he has it saved. I just say, yes, I'm in, because he has like that transformation he's helped me come to is worth every penny. And he said, do you want to be the Walmart of the industry? Do you want to be someone saying it's only $4 a day, a shake? That was me before. By the way, I'd said those things. Do you want to be the person saying you can cancel if you don't like it? And I just told Aaron this yesterday. I'm like, don't say you can cancel your preferred customer if you don't like it. Like, let's not give that option, because then we're shading doubt on them that they might not like it. Okay. And how much is a breakthrough worth to someone? And that is a lot. So the investment is totally worth it, and really making sure that when you change into having confidence in that piece, you become the best version of yourself presenting, and then that person has confidence in you that you're going to help them become the best version of their self too. Okay. Number 4, extra goodies. So he talked about bonuses are gifts that make saying yes 10 times easier. So he gave an example. So he was talking in Beachbody terms. He said, for example, I might say, this is a transformation that you don't want to miss out on, but also I'm going to include 3 one-on-one sessions with you over the next 30 days to help you in your journey for anyone that signs up today. And that's where we're all of a sudden giving ourselves and our time and getting paid for it, which is a beautiful thing, right? It is time consuming to set someone up and to learn their vision and their why. And then he said, bonuses add value and beat objections. so I love that idea. And that's why I tried it yesterday a little bit, but I am going to include in our next round of people some giveaways I'm thinking about incorporating, and I can talk about it another time, everyone starting their day with gratitude and writing 5 things down, and it will be like the honor system. I'm not tracking anything for anyone, but I'm going to offer every 2 weeks of our next round, and it can be for your teammates too, the Start Today journal. And I'll put their names in a hat, but I want to incorporate more of the personal development into our groups because I think that is so very important. Okay, anyway. He said there's also like fast action bonuses, which is what I said, like, you know, today only I'm offering 3 sessions the next month. Okay. The next one is a guarantee. So number 5 is a guarantee. So number 4 was extra goodies. Number 5, a guarantee. So in our messaging, we have to be careful, he said, but you can use facts that you've learned from your existing clients or your own wins that are like, I can guarantee more energy or this or that. And he does have a return guarantee. He said, like, if you do his whole program and find nothing in it, he refunds you. Well, that's like impossible, right? How could you not gain something? But he won't refund you if he can see who's watching the videos or who's attending. So, okay. Number 6 is scarcity and urgency. So a time-based deadline does work, but he said there's so many people, and he's like, I've done this before, and I have too, that will say there's 3 spots left. If you say that and don't honor that, you lose trust in people. And I think we've all seen people do that on stories and posts. I have 3 spots left. So when that 4th spot comes, are you really going to turn someone away? So, but you know, he can say doors are open for another 3 days. But then when he has the cutoff for like Appreciation Academy or any of his services, they are truly closed. They are closed. And then I'll be re-enrolling next month or whatever. But he does, you know, maybe he said he offers when he'll be doing his next session. But I thought that was a really good reminder for us to be careful about our word choices around creating urgency and scarcity. He said, be your word. Okay. Number 7 is reasons. Tell someone why we are doing what we are doing. Doors, like he said, for example, doors closed tonight and here's why. And then it really creates urgency, trust, understanding, and like that follow through piece. Okay, that's it. I know that was kind of a lot, but what do you guys think of all that? I know it's 9:08, so here we are. Sorry, guys. Was that helpful?
I loved all of those pieces, and so true. And like that right there is like 7 different posts on social media, like, because you're going to talk about every single one of them. And if you overload them with too much information, they're going to tune out. But a couple of things that when you said like the guarantee, one thing that I share, because Beachbody has a 30-day money back guarantee, right? And so when you're talking about that, like, of course that they can have a 30-day money back guarantee no matter what. Beachbody doesn't ask them questions. But when I talk about it, I say, if you show up and you do the work and at the end of 30 days, you don't feel better or you don't feel change, I'll help you get your money back. I don't say if you don't lose weight or if you don't get to your goals, because inevitably people set goals way bigger than they realize are actually attainable in the 30 days. So that's just like a language thing. And then going back to what Erin was saying about always like at the end of the month, she feels like she's like, you know, scrambling and then whatever. The doors closing and doors opening mindset for me has been big with that, because for me, I have 2 weeks out of the month, every month, that I have my doors open. So those 2 weeks are when I'm like heavily inviting. You'll see invitation, like call to actions on my posts, like that. The other 2 weeks, I am not. So that gives me, myself, permission and a break from like constantly talking about, like, obviously if you're watching my stories, you're still going to get information about the things that I'm doing, but I don't explicitly say like, okay, we're going to start on Monday, whatever. And also I still sell, quote unquote, behind the scenes. Like people will still ask questions. I'm still talking about it, but outward facing, I've noticed way more action in the 2-week window that I have, because people know that I'm going to go quiet about it, that I'm not going to talk about it, that it's going to appear that I don't have any openings in my virtual wellness studio or whatever. So because they know, they've seen me now for 6 months, I don't talk about it for 2 weeks. When I do say, okay, I'm opening spots again, they act on it right away because they feel like, oh, well, here she is talking about it again, but for the last 2 weeks, I haven't heard her talk about it. So that has also helped me go from that feeling of I always have to be inviting like every single day, like I have to like inviting, meaning like post every single day about my group. Well, now I give myself permission where 2 weeks out of the month, I'm really posting and heavily promoting my group. And then the other 2 weeks out of the month, I get to kind of take my foot off the gas from that perspective and go deliver more like me content and my mindset content that I like to put out there. But sometimes I feel like, well, that doesn't really lead to a really great call to action or whatever. So it also prevents you from, in my opinion, from being burnt out, because when you constantly feel like your foot's on the gas, you're going to get burnt out. But when you give yourself that natural ebb and flow of the same ebb and flow of every other business, like every other business has this ebb and flow where there's seasons, weeks, months where you're heavy in business and then somewhere you're not. So when you naturally set yourself up for that, it makes it easier to say like, okay, we're starting Monday. So doors are closing Sunday night because we start on Monday and the next round will open or whatever, or it'll be a couple weeks before I open my next round. So if you're struggling with that and feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm constantly, end of the month, like scrambling, maybe figure out what 2 weeks of the month or 2.5 weeks of the month, whatever, are you going to like create content and direct invite and like do heavy in your email marketing or however you invite your messages, your one-on-one messages. And then the other 2 weeks, make it more of a behind the scenes thing where you're still talking to people in the DMs, but you're not explicitly saying or posting like, I have spots in my challenge group or whatever. Obviously we're not using that language like Megan just said, but I think you get the point.
I always, is it okay if
Yeah.
I always tell our staff at the restaurant that we have to train our guests what
They
we
need.
have to train our guests to know what we are going to offer and what our service style is and what food we're going to offer. And that's on us. And then if they choose to dine with us or, then it's their choice. But I feel like you're applying that to to this business, Rebecca, like training. And it also creates to train your customers how you do business. I think it shines the light on you as a true business professional and not as a true pro and not just a hobby Beachbody coach or something like that. But then also it creates naturally creates a sense of urgency if people know they're only going to have, this is only happening for half the month or anyway, that's really cool. I like hearing that.
And I'll throw in one more piece about what you said. Kelly reminded me about a language shift, which if you watch the Kayla Ibanez training, you already know this, but when she talked about number one, the specific, concise transformation and breakthrough, starting your post or starting your story or starting your video, whatever you're doing, with a phrase like, I help my clients achieve this breakthrough. Saying I help my clients gives you authority. Not just like, hey, do you want to lose weight? Or, do you want to feel better? Like if someone's like, man, I'm okay where I am. Like, do you want to heal your gut? Like, I don't know. I don't know if I need to heal my gut, right? But when we specifically say the problem and then I help my clients do this by blank, 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 you're not only setting yourself up with authority that you're actual, like Kelly said, business owner, you're not just some like person just trying to sling challenge packs. But number two, when you use the word client or customer or whatever, when you're using that language, people already associate customer and client with paying. So they already understand that there's going to be an investment because you're using words like customer and client. Not like I help my friends, because we help our friends for free. Like, oh, I'm going to help you move. I don't expect payment for that. Well, maybe moving, because I absolutely hate that. But when you're using that authoritative language, people see you differently and they see your posts differently and they read them differently. They connect with them differently. And they know that they can trust you because you take this seriously, right? And I don't care if you've never helped a person before and like you've never helped a person lose 50 pounds, if that's like your thing. That's what you do. So own it. I help my clients, whatever transformation, like Megan, I help working moms who feel like they've lost themselves in their job, blank, blank, blank. I help my clients achieve this, and this is how I do it. So they already know, they already see you as an authority. So you're standing out amongst a sea of Beachbody coaches. And they also are going to be more curious because you don't look like a Beachbody coach or a network marketer. Like, you take your business seriously enough that you're using words like client and customer, and that changes the game as far as the type of person that you are attracting. Like Megan was saying, we're not here to attract the person who, well, I'm only going to buy if I can get Shakeology for $7. Like, oh, okay, if it's only $4, like, that's low ticket buyers. That's never going to build you a sustainable business. And it's always going to be someone who actually doesn't do the work, right? You want to attract the person who's like, oh, here's my credit card because I need this and I'm willing to do the work for it and I'm willing to pay for it. And that comes with changing your language to establish authority, that you're serious and you know what you're doing and you're absolutely serious about helping them.
Yeah, I mean, the next phase of my training this week was about, in our posting, in our offers, like, we should first share the transformation that you help them with, which is what Rebecca just said. And then number 2 is creating demand by breaking their limiting beliefs in the damn post. I don't have time. My kids have all the sports. You know, I can't ever do what you do, blah, blah, blah. And then you make it this irresistible offer by solving their problem and being very intentional with your wording. Like, I can help you work less and grow more. And like, I wrote that down as an example because I am constantly trying to help even just my Target peers. Like, you don't have to work 12-hour days to be successful at Target. You can work 9 or 8 and then work out, love on your family, blah, blah, blah. So I just think breaking the limiting beliefs. And the last thing I will say is I did grow up from Beachbody learning like, oh gosh, you need to post every day, where I still post often, but I actually just post when it's on my heart now. And sometimes it's like 3 posts in a damn day or videos. I don't know. But it doesn't matter because they keep resurfacing. Each time someone likes it or comments on it, all of a sudden someone's liking or commenting on my post from 5 days ago. But more I'm trying to look at the content and the juiciness of it, and it is working. It is really working. So anyway, I hope this was helpful to you guys. I love this all so much.
I just have one question or comment, I guess. I feel like everyone that's on my team, well, not Leah, but everybody else that I seem to have signed up are so, and maybe they're just not the right people, I guess, but they just don't seem to be very involved. Like, none of them are involved in the bod groups. None of them, I mean, I'll message and I'll look back and kind of reach out once a month just to check in. How's it going? Do you have any questions? What do you need help with? Nobody ever answers me, ever. So, I mean, like Carolyn, she's been a PC for almost a year. She's set to renew in May. And I've even messaged her about other things. So maybe she just has stuff going on because I've messaged her about her business. And I just don't get nobody ever answers me. Only my one new one, Sandy, who joined in January. And I reached out to her about Gut Protocol, and she actually is a nurse practitioner, and that is her main focus for her job. So I was kind of like, well, don't you want to like get involved and you can like help teach all of us like your professional knowledge that you know, but she kind of was uninterested as well. So does anybody have any tips? I was feeling, as Megan was just talking, like maybe I'll pop on my Facebook page live just to, not on my personal one, but on my work one, my team one, just to, I don't know, show them I'm excited or try to drum up some interest for joining our next group that starts on Monday. But I feel like I'm struggling there. People just don't seem to be involved, or they do it at home themselves, but don't, share it even with our bod group or even with me.
Here's my biggest advice, as Elsa would say, let it go. Those people that are not responding to you, cool. like they're loyal customers, loyal preferred customers. They know how to get a hold of you. You are not their mom. They are grown-ass adults, and they are allowed to follow whatever journey that they want to follow. And if that means that they're not responding to you, if that, like, they know how to get a hold of you if they need help. I have a lot of coaches like that on my team where, like, at one point they were really involved, they got it, they're good, they're like kind of in maintenance mode, they don't need the accountability groups anymore, they may or may not jump in on things, but okay, like the group, the accountability, the team, the coaching, just, bye Kelly, doesn't resonate with them, doesn't connect with them, cool. Like, I once a month will send an email out to all my preferred customers and or customers, whatever, and I just let them know, hey, here's the link to join my next month's group. If you're interested, in my own team page, I'll go live in there or share information in there. And most of the time, those people aren't commenting, maybe they're not even seeing it, but I don't make it a reflection of myself, which I hear you feeling like it's a reflection of yourself as a coach or yourself as a leader. Got to detach that, because they're their own people and they know how to reach out to you and they know how to jump in when they need to jump in, and you can just go find more people. And I'm guessing that you attracted those people in a different mindset, in a different energy state than where you are now currently in your life and your business. So they resonate with a different version of you. And that's cool too.
Yes.
And now you've evolved.
Yes.
And so now you can go attract people with this new version of you. So give yourself permission to let it go and know that, trust that they know how to get a hold of you. Send them a monthly or a quarterly email to check in with them. Hey, is there anything I can do to help you? Let them know that you're there. But if they don't want to respond or get involved, like, okay, on to the next person.
I know, but then I like even wrote down, like you were saying, like, oh, I help my clients achieve XYZ, or I help my clients do this by blah, blah, blah. And then I think to myself, well, are these women then going to read that and be like, well, Erin didn't do that for me. I didn't lose, 30
Who cares
pounds.
if it's in your head. That's in
head.
your head.
And
that's in your head.
And
Because
you're looking
they can't say
Yeah.
you didn't try. They can't say you didn't reach out to them. They can't say, well, Erin absolutely helped me do the absolute opposite of that. Like, they can't say that. And it doesn't even matter if that's like your ideal client, even if you've never helped that person achieve it yet. You have it in your heart, you have it in your soul that you can do that and you will do that. Put it out there. You are assuming that A, they're reading your content, and B, that they're judging you for your content, and neither of those things are true. That's your limiting belief showing, like, bright red flag right there.
Well, this was amazing. Yes, all this. And look, you have a diamond coach sitting on this quadrant with us right now, Erin. I mean, are you kidding me? And when you're talking about who you serve, I could tell you what Leah says every time. She saw your story one day when you were talking, and it spoke to her. I help women.
And I had other friends who were involved in Beachbody, but I wanted to join you, Erin.
Goosebumps.
Because I saw that crazy fun looking chick with the white short hair, the bleach blonde hair. No. But because of, your journey was real and you were seeing results and you were proof the product works and you were having fun with it and it was making your life better and bringing you joy and all of those reasons. And you're my friend and I wanted to stay connected with you, even though I live now 45 to an hour away.
And Rebecca's helped me a lot, like, since we've connected in the last year. I remember last, summer, 1 week, I had 6 PCs canceled and maybe a coach. And I was at the lake in Michigan, which is my happy spot, one of them. And I was like, oh my God, Rebecca, and she pretty much said what she just said to you, but also then they just become customers and we earn commissions from them. And they really weren't adding value to my team. And just for perspective, I've been doing this a long time. Including your teams, there's over 100 coaches and PCs in my posse, 100. There's 5 of us on here right now. So for perspective, I offer workout Zooms in the morning. You all show up. I mean, just, it might look, but you can't play that game and just believe in what you've done to Leah's life and what you've done to your husband's life. I mean, how important is that? That is why you're here, Lauren or Aaron. I mean, just keep perspective, because you have to live like and continue doing this because of how it's serving you first. Yeah. So, and then
Yeah.
when you first started talking quickly, I think Rebecca said it too. I love adding new people every month because you never know who's going to be that person that is like receiving the biggest transformation. I mean, I've already cried twice today because of this journey, and happy once with you all and once with my sister earlier this morning. I mean, that is why I'm here. So
I did the 80s ride with Autumn this morning, and I'm just a big fan of Autumn and all of the positive stuff that comes out of her mouth. But, you know, she was speaking to this too. I can't show up for you, but I'll be here for you. I've got you. I've got the tools. Just stick with me. And it's kind of the same thing from a coaching perspective, right? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Like, you're following up, you're doing all of the things. They can't be mad about the results they have for the work they didn't put in, right? So those little autumn-isms are always in my head because she's got great things to teach us as well.
okay, I'm excited. This was so good. And Amy, it was such a treat to have you.
Thanks. Sorry, I always want to be there on
I
Sundays.
know.
Bedtime, and then it's never easy.
That's fine.
Ever. It's like 25 minutes to brush the dang teeth. It's like crazy.
We
I
get
like
it.
these morning calls. They're wonderful.
I know. And maybe we can like do every other or something on Wednesdays or something like that, just to have a
I'm just
little.
thankful that they're recorded so I can go back.
Yeah, we feel you. We feel you even if we don't get to see you. So, okay, well, let's have a kick booty day. And I appreciate you all. And this was awesome. Okay, let's go.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.